already told me you guys are going to set me up.
We would never do that.
Kind of quiz to see if I have the right answers.
There may be some sort of quiz.
Might be, but we think that you're going to do really well on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that you and Mike stay together after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said.
We don't want to cause any problems in your relationship.
Yeah, we really don't want to. But
I'm in
also...
the business of bringing people together. You all are trying to break people up.
No. I don't think
we would never do that because in case anything doesn't work out in our relationships, we're going to need you.
True. Stay on my good side.
There is that.
I will say this. Okay, so first of all, we have our next guest on the.
Oh yeah.
Out
should
and about.
Should we say who she is?
Yes, we are on the cruise ship. We are on Out and About episode. We don't know what. This is number 3, our third Out and About.
Oh yeah.
And we have Amber Lee. We just had Mike Lee on the show, and now we have his beautiful better half. Don't tell him. Amber, welcome.
Thank you for having me. My name is Amber Lee. That's the first thing I'll share with you all.
Really?
My middle name is Lee, Lee. And when I married Mike, my name became Amber Lee.
Oh my God. Yeah, I had no idea.
That's the only interesting thing about myself that I have to share.
That is so not true.
So is there anybody that you know that calls you Lily?
Oh, yes. All of my friends in Virginia call me Lily.
Are these like good friends?
Yeah.
So like if we start calling you Lily, then we're like your good friends
perfect.
too? Okay.
Yes,
Lily.
yeah.
Lily.
You listeners don't get to call her that. We know her better than you.
Yes.
Well, they're going to know her really well after this.
We love you, listeners. Thanks for tuning in.
First question.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we already kind of know your story of coming to Palmas because Mike told it.
Okay.
But first question is about how you two met and the story behind it. We want to see how they compare to what Mike said.
Okay. I see where this is going already.
Yeah.
We didn't expect it to go this way.
Okay.
It just happened.
That's what they call magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in 2010, I was recently divorced with a 2-year-old daughter. I'd went on a girls' trip with my 2 best girlfriends that I've known my whole life. And they gave me I don't know if either of you have ever been divorced or in a breakup. You go through that phase where I'm not doing that again. So I was kind of in that phase and I was like, no, I have no interest. And they gave me this big pep talk about, when you see a great guy, you should just give him a chance. And so I kind of had that in the back of my head. Next week, I go to the grocery store for lunch. And I'm checking out. They had a great salad bar at that grocery store. So I made a salad, was checking out, and I see this tall, handsome man, the definition of tall, dark, and handsome, standing there by the cashier. And I'm a matchmaker. So my first instinct is to look down for a wedding ring. No wedding ring. And so I'm kind of checking him out. And then I notice he is holding this long white cane. And I'm like, is he blind? That's interesting. I never knew anyone who was blind, so I couldn't quite figure it out. And I went out of the store. I paid for my salad, walked outside, and I had this crazy woo-woo moment where literally I stopped in my tracks and it was like the universe was telling me you are meant to know him. And so
you had just gone to work out or something, right?
Oh, yes. And I was wearing sweatpants.
Okay. So he's doing very well in the story so far.
Okay. Yes. So I was wearing sweatpants, hair in a ponytail. Actually, I had a baseball cap on. I looked awful. I actually was working from home that day. I don't know if I get credit for working out. I just looked awful.
Right.
And so I went back into the store and found him. And he was in the salad section, the produce section. And he had a little helper with him, this guy who helped him get his groceries. And so I walked up and I said to the helper, "Can you excuse us for a minute? I just want to say hello." And I said to Mike,
"That's so ballsy."
I was shaking. I was literally trembling. I was so scared. And I was like, "Hey, I just noticed you and I'm a matchmaker. So I was just wondering, are you single?" And he looked at me in his sassy way and said, "Well, the question is, are you?"
Oh,
and I melted.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we exchanged numbers and that was that.
So do you want to know something funny?
Yeah.
And interesting? Okay. So when we first came to Palmas, Mike wasn't here. So the couple times that we got to hang out with you, we were at Goddess, you know?
Yes.
And I'm like, I like this chick, right?
Aww.
And so, you know, when we leave and we were talking about these new people that we met, I'm like, Amber, I like her, but then she's going back to Virginia and, you know, when we'll see her again, whatever, but she's coming back. And I guess we're going to meet Mike, you know. And so this was before we really got to know you. It was like the first meeting. And Sean was just like, oh, yeah, that girl into black dick. And I'm like, he's like, my black dar is on and she's into that.
Sean and I had this conversation last night at the poker table.
Oh my gosh.
And I said to him, what is it? Because I don't feel like I fit that stereotype. And he said, well, that's your stereotype. But you know what it is, Becky? You and I are both blondes from the Midwest. I think there's something about that look that people assume.
That we're into
black men.
Black men.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Wait.
Sean's actually
blondes from the Midwest.
I don't know. I think it's just a look.
Sean's actually my first. He's a mulatto. You know, his mom's white, his dad's black, so he's mulatto. And when I first met him, it wasn't even something I thought about because I saw a picture of him because we met on Match.
Yes.
And I just thought he was a handsome man in a suit. And I'm like, you know, and I was looking for somebody who was like ambitious as I was and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he had a beautiful smile. And I was just like, oh my God, that smile. And when we first started dating, he said to me, he's like, well, so like, how do you feel and how will your parents feel about you being into like in a interracial relationship? And I looked at him stupid because I didn't even think about it. And I'm just like, oh, I'm in one of those.
Oh, right.
I'm in one of those.
It's fine. It's good. It's good. You know, like it wasn't even a thing for me. So,
right.
But I don't even know if I've ever actually asked him. Let's add this to the list when we chat with him. Did he see me as somebody who was into black dudes?
Oh.
He did. That's why he went after you.
Really?
He was like, she doesn't know it yet, but she's going to be into this black dude.
Actually, my ex before that was Asian. I mean, I do like him a little on the exotic side. And Sean's like, I'm exotic. And I'm like, oh, you sure are.
He's exotic.
Yeah, he's exotic. I don't know. I thought he had a really nice butt. So there was that. That's important.
It is.
So wait, you're a Midwest girl? Where are you from?
I'm from Michigan.
Oh,
yeah.
Did I know that? I guess I just
know.
always assumed Virginia, like.
I've lived in Virginia a long time. Yeah. But I think that's why I like Becky so much because you remind me of my girlfriends that I grew up with. Very cool. Midwestern. Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't think I knew that you were from Michigan. Where in Michigan?
Grand Rapids area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just there in August.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like we should all go on like a girls trip together. Like I feel like that would be really fun.
It would be.
At some point. Yeah.
100%.
We could do a girls cruise.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just plan it around whenever Creed has their next like show that Sean's gonna have to go to, and I'm like, yeah, you can go to another Creed show, or you too, and I'm gonna go on a trip with the girls. Okay,
perfect.
I mean, we do live in the perfect location to just hop on a boat anywhere and go. Somewhere.
I mean, this show is really revolved around Palmas, so we do have to ask, what apart from the community, what is your favorite thing about Palmas?
Of course, I was going to say the community.
That's why we have to take it out.
Like, do you have a
favorite
spot,
place?
like a place in Palmas that you love?
You know what I love about Palmas? No shit, riding a golf cart. That's the whole reason I do not want to move to San Juan. I do not want to move to the city because I do not want to deal with real traffic. Mm-hmm. I love getting up, and if I want to go grab a coffee or lunch, just hopping on the golf cart. Yep. That is the best thing.
Like I love the bubble.
Yes.
I love the bubble. Like if we could just get a few more things in town, which I believe are going to come, like we're only growing. It's only going to be better.
Yes.
And there's a few more things that like, if I can stay in the bubble, I am a happy girl.
Me too.
Like I love it so much. And now we're going to get Grease Lightning, our new golf cart, which is a little convertible.
Awesome.
We have wait, does it only seats 2 or 4?
4. Yes. But we ended up, so this is funny.
So we can go on like double dates.
So we bought this convertible golf cart, and we had it delivered, and it turns out that it is just a hunk of junk. So we sent it to like this, we had like one of those custom car shops, and they're like, yeah, we'll work on it. And they're like, this thing needs to be completely redone. And they ended up finding another one like it, but it had a roof that they need to rip off. And so they're going to just be redoing it start to finish. Everything is going to be new on that. We're going to trick that thing out. We're going to have like lights on the inside. I want to get like a Jaguar like hood ornament. Like, we're going to be so cool.
So you have to say more than just a convertible. It's like a roadster. Like, what do you call it? The body of it is.
I will say this. My all-time, like, I have a soft spot, something you might not have known about me. I have a soft spot for classic cars.
Okay.
So I love classic cars. And that's why I got excited when Joel said his old Mustang. I'm like, well, what year was it? Because
not old.
Yeah, not old enough, but it's still cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, muscle cars are hot. Anyway, so I like a 1956 Jaguar XK140 Roadster, black, tan leather interior, probably the most beautiful car ever created. And it was cool when we got this like golf cart convertible. I'm like, well, it kind of looks like a Jag. So that's why I joked around about getting like a Jaguar hood ornament for it.
Yeah.
And because I'm like, well, I might not ever get this car. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to get a 1956 X. Yeah, I'm getting my fucking Jaguar. And you all are going to be like, oh my gosh.
But you can still get the hood ornament for the...
Yeah, I'm going to get the golf cart too.
Yeah.
It's going to start with the golf cart, manifestation, then going to get the actual Jaguar.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so cool.
So yeah.
So I want to go back to we haven't really talked about this. How did you become a matchmaker?
So I've been a matchmaker forever since 1998.
What brought you into it?
Yeah,
And what were you
I was
doing
literally
before?
18. I was 18. It was my first job. I answered an ad in the newspaper in Grand Rapids, Michigan to be a receptionist at a dating service. And I went to college when I was 16. And then like in between, the summer, I answered this ad to be a part-time receptionist. I dropped out of college. My parents were so angry. And I was like, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. This is amazing. I was just obsessed with like love and hearing people's stories. And so then I worked for other companies for like 20 years before starting my own.
In 1998?
Yes.
I don't even remember like
I was in the 8th grade.
matchmaking. Like, I don't remember even hearing about matchmaking
it was very
services then.
Yeah, it was very it wasn't something people talked about. It was, people felt weird about it when they would come in. We would have an office. They would come in to do an interview, and we had these profile cards, pink for the women, blue for the men. We would fill it out by hand. We would take their picture with a Polaroid camera, staple their picture onto their profile card, and that's how we would match people. We literally put all the blue on one side, the pink on one, look at them side by side and be like, they go together. We would mail out their introduction in the mail. It was a carbon copy paper where you would write their name and phone number, and it would go carbon copy through to the other, and you would mail a copy to each person.
Would you
and then wait for
and
them
they would call each other
That's
and set up a
amazing.
date.
Would you ever do like events? Like, did
No.
you ever watch like Schitt's Creek?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, let's change that.
Yes.
So
Yes,
there's
we
an
need to change
episode in the last season where they do this like singles week, right?
Okay.
And they were going to do this lock and key thing where you're in a room with all these people and you have locks on you and and somebody has a key and you're trying to like fit your key into a lock. And so I do wonder if like that's even like a thing in the matchmaker community.
There
like, do
are
they
events.
have like these kind of crazy events?
Yeah,
where you,
there
like, do
are
stuff
events
this?
like that for sure. We don't do them, but there are. The Lock and Key event in New York City, they do. There's a Dating in the Dark. Mike and I have talked about doing that, where people put blindfolds on and the waiters have like the vision where they can see in the dark, and they serve you, and you do like speed dating in the dark.
I've actually always wanted to go to one of those. Mindy just, I can't remember where she is right now on her Around the World tour, but they just did a
dinner in the dark.
Yeah.
Dinner in the dark. And I'm like, that's on my bucket list.
I
They have
think
a
that
place
would
in
be
Vegas.
Yeah.
I think that would
so
be really
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's extra cool if you guys do something like that
because
of
Mike's
Mike.
blind. Yeah,
Mike's like,
yeah,
your
yeah.
turn, bitch.
Yeah.
Mike's like, I deal with this every day.
Yes, we
So-
need to do it at some point. Maybe we'll do one in Palmas. That would be so
Oh
fun.
my gosh, I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Let's make this happen.
Okay, we'll do it.
Yeah, Norberto's sponsor us.
Oh my
and we'll do
gosh.
it there. We do a few different things on our podcast. We are not the normal podcast. We don't like to do just boring interviews. We like to have some fun and get to know the actual person, like the character, and because that's the fun part. You want to go to a boring interview, I don't know, go to John's show. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Oh,
I'm totally
dig.
kidding. That's his dig for telling me to take out my sand story. My sand story rocks, John. Anyway. So we have a couple things on our show that we like to do. Actually, this is brand new.
We just started it.
We just started it with Monica, and we think that it's like a really great idea. So what we do is we do 30 seconds, which, you know what? Do we even need to time it?
No,
I mean,
we
let's
can just do it.
Let's just
Okay,
go rapid fire.
Like less than a minute.
Less than a minute. You have less than a
Yeah.
minute. So just imagine the timer is just running out, and you have to answer 10 questions as fast as you can. These are all favorite questions. Like, what's your favorite?
You got this.
Okay.
We have faith in you.
And so we're going to hypothetically set a timer. And you know what? Why don't you? You should just add that. Can you just add, you should do that. Add that to it.
I thought we were going to use Monica's whatever she did.
Everybody wants kung fu fighting. Okay, so are you ready, Amber?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Favorite color? Okay, this is why you set the timer.
Really bad.
You set the timer
black,
for this
black.
reason. Black is not a color.
Black is not
It is. That's everything I own. Black.
Okay, black.
Okay, fine. Let's color your soul. All right, favorite movie?
Jason's Lyric.
Favorite book?
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
This is
I
why
need
we
to
time
look
it.
at my Audible. Skip that. Come back to it.
Musician or band?
John Legend.
Favorite food?
Vegetarian lasagna.
Favorite hobby?
Reading.
Favorite place you visited?
Greece.
Favorite animal?
My dog Marlo. She's
Ice
a
cream.
miniature schnauzer.
Nice. Ice cream flavor?
Oh, definitely mint chocolate chip.
Nice. And what's your favorite app on your phone?
Audible.
Okay. Oh, see? Okay, so now we
book.
got to go back. Book.
I don't know. I have to bring up my Audible app. I'm literally always reading like 5 books.
Favorite, not what you're reading. Favorite.
Favorite book ever. I cannot think. I'm
Okay, so
literally
let me
trying
ask you
to
this.
think.
What do you think Mike said?
The Count of Monte Cristo.
Yes, which is
every
also,
time
which
we
is
travel.
also my favorite book.
It is?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that funny?
So every time we get on a plane, Mike hands me his phone and says, start the Count of Monte Cristo on my Audible app, and he listens to it over and over. I would be so bored.
Oh my
You
gosh!
can't
Yeah,
even
I
listen.
can. There's some books I can read multiple times, but it's still only like
Aaron,
a
it's
couple times.
Add it to your list. It is
Okay.
an incredible.
Okay.
You got this. Okay.
There's a movie too.
Yeah, I
I would
just
watch
watched
the
the
movie.
movie.
The book
Okay.
is like a bazillion
Okay,
pages.
so just to note, the movie is actually good, but it doesn't do justice to the book. Like
They never do.
No, they never do. But the movie is actually good. Plus,
So I could
plus
take the shortcut.
Yeah, Jim Caviezel's in it, and
Oh,
he
okay.
is. We love him.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I have an answer on the books. It's not a real answer, but I really do love like autobiographies. So like the Elon Musk book I just read, even Jada Pinkett's crazy ass book. So anybody like a book about people.
Did you read Britney's?
No, but I watched a million TikToks, so I felt
So
like
you
I
read the whole
already
book?
knew the whole
So you read the book. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right.
Did you read Britney's?
No, I watched a million TikToks.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with people, like their stories and like what makes them tick. Yeah.
Which is, I think, what makes you a good poker player.
Did you? Yeah.
So we should
Speaking
talk
of
about
poker-
we
this.
should talk about that. She does like poker.
I would say Doyle Brunson, the old man that wears the Texas hat, his book on Audible, and he reads it, and it was a little hard to get into because he's like 100 now, but he has a very interesting story.
So I have to say that people who read their own books drive me nuts. Like I don't know how.
Really?
So there is this woman, and she is a hospice nurse. I can't remember her name right now. And she's got like so many incredible stories. So when we were on our road trip over the summer, we were listening to like her whole book, but she read it, and her voice is so fucking annoying, but you love the stories.
Yes.
But I will say this. So a lot of it was all about like it's kind of promoted to be about this. When you're on your deathbed, you start to see things like you see like family members and whatever. And so that's actually why we listened to the book. And it was not so much about that. And it ended up being more about her life. So it was a little disappointing. But I will say this, I can't remember her name, but she is now, I think she's getting like a TV show. Like,
Wow.
and all this stuff. Like, and so, she has humble beginnings, which I always love a good underdog story. And so good for her. But she should not be reading any more books because it's awful. Awful.
Well, send me that one.
Get a professional.
I'd like to listen
Yeah,
to
but
it.
sometimes it is nice to hear the book, I think, in the person's voice.
Yeah.
Depending on who they
Their
are
voice?
and the voice. And
Yes, but some people have the perfect voice for it. Like,
Yeah.
look at John Cheery. John and Marcy. John Cheery has the most incredible voice, and he's
Yes.
like, "No, I would never read a book, never." I'm like, but
He'd be
you have-
perfect.
Yeah.
you have the perfect voice for it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
We're gonna make sure we're gonna send this episode to you, John. I'm gonna write an autobiography about myself. It's gonna be like 15 pages, and that's all you're gonna have to read.
Yeah.
But I request John Cheery to read my book.
It's going to be called
Maybe
Becky,
20 pages.
Becky
20
with the
pages.
good
20
hair.
pages. Becky with the good hair.
Becky with the good hair.
Don't make me make this happen because I will.
Yeah.
I will actually do this.
She's
Yeah.
already, ChatGPT's already started writing it.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Are we going to do the second half of the
Oh, we
Newlywed
should. Yes,
Game?
yes,
I
the
mean,
newly-
not so
not
no,
the
the
newlywed.
not so
This is
Newlywed Game.
No, we are newlyweds, though. Mike and I have been together 14 years, but we've only been married 2.
And
Okay.
you got married in Palmas.
We got married in San Juan at the El San Juan Hotel under the big banyan tree.
Oh,
And then we had like a celebration New Year's
In-
Eve in Palmas.
Yeah.
In Palmas. But was that the one where we were on the cruise for
Yeah.
that?
No, you know what? I think we didn't know you
Yeah.
guys. It was literally 2021.
Oh,
It was-
yeah, we probably didn't know
Yeah,
each
we
other.
Yeah.
were. Well, get this. So Aaron and I were on the same event for New Year's that year, and we never even ran into each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were on Steve Wagner's yacht for that first New Year's that we were here.
Yeah,
and
Becky and I were supposed to meet though many
we were
times.
supposed to be friends
We
a long
met
time ago.
multiple times, and didn't just like
Not
didn't-
memorable, or
no, we just didn't
I
have a
don't
chance
believe
to.
that.
We didn't have a chance to actually talk. It was like we were in the same space, but away from each other.
Yeah.
And like I remember when we first met you, I feel like it was like
I think we met at
July
my
4th.
patio.
yeah,
in
it
Crescent
was.
Cove.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was. I feel like it was like July 4th party,
Probably.
and we didn't know you,
Yeah.
but like Kristen was like, "Oh, come," or
Yeah.
maybe we had met briefly. Like
I feel
at
like
the pool
yeah.
I met Aaron at like the beach club.
Yes,
but we were
first time beach club.
but there were so many people there, and we were all kind of sitting on the
we were
like,
sitting on chairs, but like
but so
lined up.
and it was like brand new to you.
Yeah.
I didn't think I liked her.
You didn't think you liked
I
Aaron?
didn't think I liked her, and
I don't know why.
why? Because you didn't like come sit down and talk to me.
Because
No,
I
I'm
didn't
kidding.
know you.
I'm kidding. I'm
we were
kidding.
both,
It was one of
we were
those
both
things.
being shy.
It was one of those things where like we've met so many amazing people. We had like kind of our friend group, and I probably was just not in the mood to meet another person that day.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I'm like, but I love my friend group, And then it wasn't until I think Lana had an event at her house, and we went, and then it pretty much
Well, then we just kept seeing each other over and over, because we met there. Then the next night we did the full moon party.
oh
PLCC,
yeah.
And Becky may have been overserved, and she fell in love with Rufus.
Oh my god, I
Not
felt
so much.
So I fell
my
in
God.
love with
Fell in love with
Rufus.
Rufus.
Easy to fall in
I
love
did.
with.
I did. I fell in love with Rufus before I fell in love with Aaron.
Yeah.
And
So then she took a million pictures with him.
So do you know, like, when you get really wasted, and I honestly, I was overserved that night, and it had a blast. And the next day, you're like, what the fuck did I do last night? Like, what?
Let's look at
Who
my
did I?
pictures.
To be
I
last
was like, who did I text? What did I do? And so you go to your phone, right? I had 17 pictures of me with Rufus in a row, where I was just trying to get the perfect selfie with
He's
this
pretty
dog.
cute.
And I think we ended up with like one good picture. I'm like, we're bound to have one, but we had 17
So
pictures.
she's like texting me the next day all these pictures of her and Rufus.
Aw.
And I'm like, oh shit, I love her dog. I guess I got to be friends with her.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to see Rufus again.
Right?
We have such a great story.
Aw.
Friends forever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we should have been friends a long time ago.
Yeah.
So anyway, so now we have we have 5 questions that we asked Mike.
Okay.
And what we did is we asked Mike to answer them for himself, and then to answer them as what he thinks your answer would be.
Okay.
And so we had a disclaimer at the beginning of it, because we want to
We are not responsible.
for your divorce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm confident I'll have the right answers. So anything that doesn't match, I blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
of
makes
course.
sense.
So I'm going to go through all 5 questions,
Okay.
and you're going to answer them as you. What's your favorite meal that you never get tired of? What did Mike say?
Oh my gosh. He probably said some very white people stuff, like hummus, maybe.
Oh my God!
Did he?
He did. He said
And
hummus.
Yeah. And he's probably not wrong. Probably would be just like pita chips and hummus.
He said hummus.
I love
Wow,
that.
we
Yeah.
do know each
Yeah.
other well.
Yeah. So what's the real answer?
That's probably the real
hummus?
answer. It's just the pita
That's
chips
amazing.
and hummus.
That's amazing.
Which it is. It's super
Yeah.
yummy. Yeah.
Okay. So what would you spend a ridiculous amount of money on without regret?
Oh my gosh. Maybe at the poker table.
Oh my God.
I'm 3 for 3.
You were 3 for 3.
3 for 3. That's
Okay.
exactly what Mike said. Probably poker, or he said one other thing.
One other thing. Maybe something to do with the house remodeling.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Yep.
just because we're in the midst of that right
Yep.
now, and I've spent a ridiculous amount of
He
money
said,
on
like,
flooring and
floors
bathtubs.
or-
Oh my
and
God.
he got me a bathtub for Valentine's Day.
Oh.
So yeah.
How
Is it
romantic.
heart-shaped?
No, it's a standalone tub
Okay.
for a master
Oh,
bath.
cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he is 3 for 3 right now, and I
Yep.
think that's incredible.
Okay.
2 more questions to
Wait,
go.
you have to do this with all couples now.
know,
I'm very
now I-
competitive. I want to
Now
win.
Now
Yeah, I
I
like
feel like
this.
we have to go back
I
and
like
interview
this.
everybody again.
But we should also ask her what she thinks Mike would say about himself.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so
Okay.
all right. So what is a quirky habit of yours that you've noticed or they've noticed? Like
That my first response is always no.
what is your habit? Like what's a quirky habit?
Oh, that's what I was
of
gonna
yours.
say. He didn't say that. I always say no
Of
because
yours.
I usually always say no more what. A quirky habit? I don't know. I'm like slightly autistic. Like I'm very routine.
Is there another word for
Also
that?
known as-
I don't
starts
know,
with an O.
obsessive. Like
OCD.
Compulsive.
Yeah,
Okay.
for
That's
sure.
what he said.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that on point?
yes.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. How would you prefer to spend your leisurely time?
Alone, probably in a bathtub with a book.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Are we 5 for 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed
Okay.
it. Nailed
so
it.
Tonight we should organize the newlywed game with all of us.
So no,
'cause
but
I
we-
wanna win.
But
Could
we
we
should.
just do an episode?
That's all. Like
Let's-
We should do it. I'll host it.
And then,
I've already
and then we
played.
could, we could also support both sides. Like we could support the like break them up, and also like the yay, keep them together.
Wait, we can't be saying break them up.
We don't want
I'm not the matchmaker.
But then we lose
Amber,
half
we-
our friend group.
Yeah, but no, because then we'd have more work for you.
Yeah, true.
All right, so
No,
so
we don't
let's-
want anybody
Yeah,
to
but
break
let's
up.
not put her to the test because what does she think
Oh,
that
yeah.
she said about what
What
Mike said about
said.
him?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
So
okay.
what do you think Mike's answers were to all of these? So his dream vacation.
Greece.
Yes. Favorite meal that they could never get tired of.
Okay, so Mike's harder because he's not as like I'm very routine and quirky. He's more diverse in his interests. Favorite food, maybe like oxtail or jerk chicken, like some Caribbean food. No, that's not what he said.
No,
Oh,
it's round.
it's round
Well, in its
crab.
normal form.
Crab.
It's round and
cakes?
becomes triangles.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why am I confused right now?
It's cut
It's
into it's
round,
round and it
And
cuts
then
into
you cut it
triangles.
in triangles.
Oh, pizza?
Yeah.
That's not his favorite food. He's just saying
But
that because
he-
he's ate a lot of it
He's
this
like,
week. on
try
a cruise
again,
ship.
wife.
Maybe because it's like it's a good go-to. Like you could eat pizza
I would
every
say
day and
in
not get tired of
Palmas-
it.
In Palmas, his go-to is the new pizza place at the plaza.
That place is good. I
Yeah.
love their
Really good.
broccoli
Yeah,
and
and they
cauliflower
deliver
crust.
on a
So
golf
so
cart.
Yes.
good. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And it gets delivered on a golf cart.
yeah.
yeah. They're killing it.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you think Mike would say about spending a ridiculous amount of money on something without regret?
Oh my gosh, there are so many things. For one thing, Mike's relationship with money is totally opposite of mine. He will spend money on anything and not care. probably a really nice watch, cigars. Yeah, definitely. He spends so much freaking money on
That's
cigars.
what he said. Cigars and watches.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then when we are in Virginia, there's a cigar bar called Havana. Every time he goes there, which is every night, hundreds of dollars. It's ridiculous the amount of money that he gives the cigar bar when you could smoke a cigar at the house.
I feel like we need to have another segment of our show where we travel to like our friends' like homelands.
Oh my gosh.
And then we do.
Well, you did that. You
I
should have
did
been
do that. I
recording
know.
episodes.
Well, we did. This wasn't a thing then.
Yeah,
This
you need to
wasn't-
do another road trip with the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. 2 more questions. What do you think Mike said? A quirky habit of his.
You know what? Mike clearly knows me better than I know him because I think a quirky habit of his. Snoring doesn't count as a quirky habit, does it?
No.
It's something with cigars, probably. He constantly has to smoke a cigar. He looks at his cigars. He'll go buy them and like look at them obsessively. It's weird.
Aaron,
That's
do you
funny.
remember
I
what he
know.
said?
Nothing.
Yeah, I know. I didn't think he could answer that one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I will tell
So
you.
that's why it was.
She's like, well, I'll tell you what
Well,
his
I will
quirky
tell
thing
you
is.
what his quirky habit is. He cannot see, yet he'll go buy a bunch of cigars and then immediately bring them in and get them out of the case and look at them and be like, what's this one? What's this one? And I have to sit there and try to read the little labels. And I'm like, why
Oh,
do you
Can
care?
you smell the difference?
Yeah, but he just wants to look at them. I don't know why. He loves cigars.
I love that. That's
we-
actually
we
good
all-
to know.
we
It's
all
always
have
good to
our
know these
things.
things.
I mean-
yeah, we all have our things.
Right.
We all have our things. All right. So last question. How do you think Mike answered? How does he like to spend his leisure time?
With a cigar.
Yeah.
Whiskey and a cigar and
Yeah.
people. He
Does
loves people.
Does he have a favorite whiskey? Is he a bourbon or scotch?
Bourbon.
Okay.
Bourbon. He'll drink scotch, though. but
Sean does not like scotch.
okay.
He actually sent a drink back for the first time.
Oh, wow. On
Because
this cruise?
yeah, because he wasn't thinking for them to ask, like bourbon or scotch.
Yeah.
And he is a bourbon guy.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
My ask is that you all keep track of this. So far, Mike and I are the leaders. See if any
Oh,
other couples
100%,
can
yeah.
beat us. I want to know.
I actually would
Yes.
love to put Sean on the spot here and see what he
Yeah.
would say. I feel like no offense to you guys because you guys killed it, but I kind of feel like Joel and Aaron will take the cake. Like I
Well-
feel like they are just.
But they're both smart and level-headed, so I think
feel
Joel
like-
gets
Really?
more credit
I
than
mean, I
Mike and
guess.
Sean.
I feel like
Do you think that
I-
Sean would actually?
Joel and I, because we're both also very, like, we know what we like type
Yes.
things, and we're very, like, it's just easy.
Yeah. So you're
know-
both quirky. You both have like your routines. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, there's something that you don't know about Aaron and Joel is they actually, because they love karaoke.
Yeah.
But they will sit at home, lay on the couch, and sing songs. They will both grab a mic and they'll just do karaoke on their own.
Do you sing love songs to each
No,
other?
we just sing whatever song, or like if we want to try a new song,
Yeah.
like we can try new
Do you
songs.
guys critique each other? Like say, I mean, that's not
no,
your
we
song, honey.
we kind of critique ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, not doing that anywhere, anywhere, anytime soon.
Aaron and I have a song that we like to sing together, and that is "Total Eclipse of the Heart."
Yes.
So
Oh, that's a good
that's our thing.
one.
And also, we have never tried this, but I have done this with friends when I had a ladies' night one night with a couple friends, and we might have taken an edible and had a great time. We were watching a movie, and you know how they do like those like TikTok dances, TikTok
Yes.
like challenges, all those things. Well, one of them was to Total Eclipse of the Heart. And what you do is you grab your glass of wine and you hold it and you do turn around
And-
every now. But every time you do that, you
have
sit with your back to each other on the floor, you're holding your glass, and then you fling your legs up and you turn to the next side without spilling your wine.
And
then you
I
take
really
another
want to
sip.
try and do this sometime.
So, and I just to know it was very difficult at first to get down like how you're supposed to do it, but once we got it, it was so fun. But I will say this: it fucked my back because we were doing it on my marble floors.
Okay, let's
and that
do it somewhere
hurt.
with soft
So,
floors.
so we're gonna get some yoga mats down,
yeah.
And then we're going to get our wine and we're going to do it. And then we're going to post it on our page. Come follow us. So Much Palmas on Instagram and on Facebook.
Correct.
Also,
and maybe possibly someday TikTok.
Yes, because I'm gonna.
But only
yes,
if she does it.
I will do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
It's fine.
Awesome.
So, all right, Amber.
Yes.
What is something that people don't know about you that you would like to share on the show?
Oh my gosh, I started with that. I said the only interesting thing is that my
Lily.
name is Amber Lely.
There has to be something else. I don't believe you that that's
people
the
don't
only
know. I feel
interesting thing
so
about you.
the problem with being married to Mike is he tells everything. I have no secrets. Literally, if I go take a poop, he will come announce it. So I have no secrets. Everyone knows everything
Sean
about
and
me.
Mike have this in common.
What?
That they do that. They do that. They do that.
Oh,
he
Sean's
does that.
the
He
same.
does that.
Yeah. I feel like so Mike tells his mom everything, so she knows like everything about me, and she even tells him like there's some things that you don't tell. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
That's funny.
Amber Lely, that's it. That's all you got.
Lily.
Lily.
Oh, Lily.
Lily.
I love that.
We're so happy that you came on our show.
Thank you for
We had a
having me.
blast. But
Especially because she said, I'm not doing it.
yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
did.
No.
She did. She was like, "You're gonna have to get me an edible or drunk or something."
Yeah, and I didn't. I just had coffee with a shot of
know,
Kahlua.
I know.
So,
That's all
yeah.
you needed. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in being a reoccurring character?
Sure. I thought you were going to say, would you be interested in an edible next?
Would
Either
you?
way, the answer is yes.
Oh, perfect. One of
Yay.
us. One of us.
One of us. Okay.
I
Awesome.
love it.
All right.
Love it. Thanks for being on
Thanks,
the show,
Amber.